Okay, I think we're live now. But for everybody watching this video, this is a live training, and no worries if you want to go ahead, feel free to go ahead and skip forward to the training part. I'm going to take a minute, 2 minutes to let people hop on before I start the training. But today, instead of doing a Q&A style training and instead of uploading a video that we would normally do on a Tuesday, we wanted to hop on and do a live kind of walkthrough of some of the operational processes that we have put together for our own agency. And it's even something like this is actually this exact thing you can see right here up in the top left hand corner. It says DWYA. That stands for Done With You Agency. This is what we actually give, or one of the SOPs or operational processes that we give to our Done With You agency clients who sign up with us. And in case you guys aren't familiar with that, all it means is my team, actually work with you and your agency to get you to the point where you're able to make $20,000, $100,000 a month in your first it's usually about 2 to 6 months. It just depends on the person and their kind of situation. But, we'll have your agency ready to go and everything in 2 months. If you want to find out more about that, basically, it's in the description. You can go down there and actually watch our webinar training that we do for free to get more information about this program. But today we're going to talk about web design for a client. And we're going to take a look at the operational processes. Really what we're going to focus on is these first 3 phases right here, just because these are all kind of byproduct phases that we launch, or they're post-launch strategies like PPC campaigns, ongoing SEO, promotion, any training materials for the potential client, whatever it may be. So we're actually going to, we're not going to go over the phase 4 website content housing, login systems, all of that. Today we're just going to go through the first 3 phases, and you can see here, so we're using Asana. This is our project management software that we use. And what we're looking at here is these are all of the high-level tasks, and you can see right here it says 12. If I zoom in a little more, you can probably see that better. It says 12 right here, right? And so that means this task, gather assets, has 12 subtasks. So if we take a look at it, you can see right here, all of these are the 12 subtasks, and our subtasks even have subtasks. So subtasks on subtasks on subtasks. That is what project management is. But that's what we're going to talk about today, is actually what the website design and website building aspect of a campaign kind of looks like, how you would go about getting that completed. And then, if we have any time after I'm done there, we'll do a quick Q&A. But just do me a favor, guys, if you guys want me to run through all of these little sub steps right here, like if you want me to go through each one of these in this training, I need you to do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you want me to cover, because that's what I'll do. I'll just run quickly through all of these different, like you can see right here, we got 32 sub bullets, 13, and all of these again are tasks. So if you want me to go through that, just do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that is something you want me to go through. Also, do me a favor and leave a comment in the chat box letting me know you're here, or just saying hello. George, Jason, what's going on, guys? Ismail, I believe that was you come on before we started. It's okay. I was running a minute or 2 late, but no worries. We're here and we're gonna get it all done. So again, just do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you want me to go through the subtasks. If we get 15 thumbs ups, I'll go through each and every subtask. All right. GoFlix SMM agency. I can't remember if I've seen that YouTube name before. Would I know you from another platform? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into this because this is a live training and I want to make sure that people who are watching the replay actually, don't skip over this stuff. If you are on mobile, George, for example, you probably have the chat up. Just close the super chat or the little chat window. You can hit the thumbs up button and then just click the little comment chat window again. You'll see it again, live chat. Just click that again and it'll bring it back up. We'll do this later. All right, guys. So when we take on a web design client, It's a pretty straightforward process, guys. What you're doing is you're either building a new website, you're optimizing a website, or you're just taking over basic management of a website, or you're doing a combination of any of those three things. So what we're looking at here is building a brand new website, okay? You could take out parts of this, obviously, and use it for website optimization, which is what makes it great, right? That's why we just built out a process that tells us how to optimize a website. From here, we're going to move forward, we built a process to build a completely new website. From here, if we just had a client who needed it to be optimized, that's what we would do. All right, so phase one is pretty straightforward, right? We don't have a website yet, right? So we send over the welcome packet. If not, we're sending over the welcome packet. If this is like the only job we're doing. And by the way, I should mention, guys, getting websites, okay, so we got 16 likes, so we can definitely go through all the steps. But getting clients for web design projects is actually a great way to build your agency. And the reason why is because a website can kind of be a foot in the door. It's also something that every business owner knows they need to have, right? At least, without, barring social media marketing, barring social media ads, any other type of advertising, email marketing, whatever, business owners know at the base root of everything online, they need a website. So they're easier to sell, but also they get your foot in the door to show you, to show your clients other potential opportunities like SEO, PPC campaigns, social campaigns, whatever. So these are great ways to get new clients, and also they're not difficult to build if you have a good designer and a good developer on the back end, because again, if you're not a web designer or developer, my personal opinion is you don't focus on doing that. You hire professionals who are really, that's all they do. That's the one skill set that they focus on with digital marketing. All right, so welcome packet. Then we create a project brief and start discovery on the website. So this is kind of where we're doing like a mini audit on the actual website, right? So we go through, we look at all of the color scheme, we look at the font, we look at the sizing, the spacing, we look at everything about the website. Then we begin to gather assets, right? So as far as general and global, so we would pick, the logo, footer, sidebar, social media profile links, favicons, right? As far as the homepage is concerned, what are we doing here? Header image, and a lot of this is going to be repetitive because it's pretty much the same because, homepage doesn't change too much from the service page. Outside of the homepage is showcasing what the business is about and what they have. The product page is specifically about a product, right? So we have our hero and header image. We have our main headline, tagline, headline for SEO, site description. So basically the actual website description, since this is the homepage, we want a description that goes as the meta description for the entire website. Header, button text, main content and images, and then call to actions on the page. Should actually be actions. A lot of the times people try to focus on one call to action. The call to action I like to see it needs to be consistent, but you should have the call to action placed several times. Let's see. So that's assets, right? From there, we're going to look at content. So we're going to review existing content. We're going to identify new needs as far as where they might be lacking content or things that we can do to improve their website or their content on their website. And then we actually define image and video requirements, right? Because we want to make sure that we have a specific guide to follow for the website. We don't want it to look different on one page versus its look on another page, right? As far as project planning and strategy, we're going to look at these primary things: competitor analysis, market research, UX and UI strategy, and then the SEO strategy. So we'll research the client's company to understand their brand, the way they communicate, their demographics, their target audience. We'll research the client's industry to find ways of communicating specific to the industry, strengths and weaknesses, trends, and other industry specifics. And a lot of what can help you with this, guys, is just talking to the business owner and having them explain their business to you. And then talking to a bunch of different people in the industry. That's really the only way you're actually going to be able to learn about what people care about, what they talk about, why they buy, things like that, right? All right, and so we can do things like getting quotes. So get quotations for development effort for project, quotations for design or estimate design work with your own designers. Get quotations for copy or content, or estimate with your own copywriters, and then quotations for photography. So this is all if you're trying to get stuff ready for the website. You're getting quotes for things, right? So you can cost it out on your end and make sure you're staying within budget. Sorry, I got almonds in my teeth. I love almonds. I was snacking on them before we started. Project planning and, that's what we just went through. Sorry, information architecture. So creating a sitemap of the website with proposed sections and pages. Wireframe of specific pages. And guys, if you're going to be doing all of the, so like, just keep one thing in mind. Here's what a lot of people don't realize about a website. If you're going to build a website, there's the building a website aspect of the building a website, right? But there's also this super important aspect of building a website that a lot of people don't include, and a lot of web design companies don't include, which is SEO strategy, right? Now, one thing I want to caution you on, guys, is if you're going to be providing the SEO strategy for the entire site, you need to make sure that you incorporate that into your cost, not just the cost it's going to cost you, for lack of better words at this time, but you need to know how much it's going to cost you so that way you can properly get everything put together the right way, right? And what I mean by that is you have an SEO person. If you don't budget that into the project, you're not going to be able to build out SEO strategy for every single page on their site, okay? I know that was terribly worded, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. Make sure that if you're building a site, you cost out the site design and development side, but you also incorporate the SEO costs into that same build, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be eating money for the SEO side of it, usually. Then you're going to create a wireframe. This should be done and you shouldn't be charging for a wireframe. Like this is just common practice for building a website. It's kind of like a visual mock-up. That's really all it is. It's like using Adobe Photo and Photoshop to basically build what the website will look like without having to actually build the logic and code and things like that. Which is first, SOP or SEO? That's actually, I don't want to say it's a good question because it's not that it's a bad question. It's just those are two completely different things. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedures, which is what I'm showing you right now. It is basically the procedures you use to perform work, right? That's all an SOP is. SEO is search engine optimization, which is what I'm talking about with the website stuff. Designer performs we'll send design to client for approval. So this is where we're sending the wireframe to the client. We're also going to sit down with them and talk about their sitemap. So that way we make sure we're targeting the right keywords and that we're not missing really any keywords. As far as keyword targeting, you leave that up to the experts, which is you. As far as like the missing any potential keywords, that's where the business owner is going to be able to come in, and you want to get their advice and input there because you want to make sure you're using all the keywords possible that could attract new traffic to their site. Designer performs any required design changes. Send designs to the web developers, including the template, together with designs for start of research and development, and then send specifications and updates to client and wait for client sign off, right? So this is really all the planning stage of things. Now, the SEO audit we actually don't do here in this stage. Again, we ask the client because we let them know up front, look, we can definitely do a ton of keyword targeting on this site and build out the SEO for the site. What I'm going to tell the client also, though, is it doesn't make a lot of difference, though, if you don't manage it on a regular basis. Like if you're not constantly working on your SEO for your website, you're going to eventually fall off anyways, right? Your pages will start to fall off. And what I mean by fall off is off of search engine results. So what I usually tell the client is unless you actually plan on continuing your SEO efforts with your site, we don't necessarily have to build SEO into your initial site build. Though it is still recommended, we don't have to do that. So we can make it a little more affordable there. But again, I recommend the SEO incorporated into your site to launch because it's going to help you start off with a higher ranking and a higher quality score. So we don't actually do the SEO audit here. That's, if we basically do SEO for the site, we go over to our SEO process and we start there. Then all we do is we get into UI design, which is the development, right? So we actually build out individual tasks based on the project that we have, right? So if we have, because basically we have it down to the point where every site is pretty much the same, right? So this is where our design team is actually going to come in and we start adding in subtasks. So these aren't created until the project actually starts because we don't know what types of design elements we're going to incorporate. We don't know what the messaging necessarily is for the site. So that's where we'll actually start to incorporate things like the design, content creation, things like that. Wireframes, all of that gets built out in this stage, right? That's why there's not a ton of subtasks here. Again, it comes on a little bit later. Do I enjoy Gary Vee? Yeah, I love Gary Vee, man. He's like most people should understand. He's not a teacher in the sense that you should look to him to learn the theory side of digital marketing. He is more motivational entrepreneurship smart, which is why I appreciate Gary Vee. If you're wanting to learn digital marketing and starting an agency, though, a lot different, right? He's not that type of trainer. That's not really who you're looking for. But all around, though, he's a smart, super smart guy, very driven, obviously great at what he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the position he's in, right? So you can't talk. And like the same thing with Tai Lopez, guys. Like, I can't help that a lot of people bought his program and it's just not what it was, what he made it out to be. And I'm sorry to sidebar off of this. We're going to get right back to this in a second. But, I'm sorry that didn't end up being what it was supposed to be. But again, Tai Lopez is still a great marketer and entrepreneur. Why? Because he got a bunch of you to buy a product that is able to help you do and accomplish the things he tells you. It's just not as common because most of the people that are successful from his program either had direct help with him or they had to struggle and figure out a lot of shit on their own because it wasn't actually covered in the program, right? And that's why we actually put together our program, or I put together my program, is because I knew there were so many people out there probably going through the same experience that a lot of the people that I saw coming out of it were going through. All right, so let's go through the performance Q&A. All right, so basically what's happened here, guys, is we've put together everything right here as far as information we need to collect. We've done research and strategy. We've talked with the client. We've got an idea of their expectations. We know what they're looking for. We have our idea of what we're trying to put together. We've communicated it all. We've done SEO research if we need to, right? Now in this stage, we're in the development stage. So we have gone out. We've actually, divvied up tasks for all of the people on our team, whether it be development related, copy related, design related, whatever, right? Or analytics related even. So we get all of these stages done. Then once this stage is done, we actually send everything over to the developer and actually begin developing the framework to the site. Then we add in the design a little bit later. So we put in basically the bones. We add in the design, the color, the font structures, the spacing we're going to add in. And then once we have all of that finally put together and it looks like a website, then we're basically going to go through a finalization of the website where we're looking at performance Q&A, right? Which is a quality assessment. QA stands for quality assessment, not Q and A. I should take out the and. It's QA, quality assessment. So what we're going to do, here is look at the actual performance of the site. Is it running quickly? Are things loading properly? Are images actually coming up? Does the font look weird? We're actually looking at all kinds of different things here. SEO finalization. So we're actually making sure everything from an SEO perspective is set up. We'll use a tool like Screaming Frog, right? To actually analyze each page, make sure the header is correct, the meta tags are correct, the description is correct, all of that information. Then we go into QA testing. So let me go through performance really quick. I told you guys I'd show you. So basically, try to get a page speed score of 90 plus. You can use Google PageSpeed Insights. Minify. That's a funny Ian word. Minify. I didn't even know that was a word. I would actually say minimize your JavaScript, minimize CSS, add expires header, ensure a Y-slow score of 85 plus, optimize the size of images, specify image dimensions, enable gzip compression on your hosting server, ensure there are no bad requests, combine images using CSS sprites, and then reduce the number of HTTP requests by combining CSS and JS files into as few files as possible. So that's, again, a performance aspect. We're looking to make sure that there's not too much code or that the code doesn't make sense or that we're adding repetitive code onto the site, which is going to make it have to read faster. Not read faster, but read more detail, right? Because that's what search engines are doing. They're crawling these sites. The more information on a site, the longer it's obviously going to take them to read, which is going to slow down performance. So any excess data or web page or coding that we have on the site, we want to make sure we minimize all of that stuff. Minifies, right? I've never heard of that word before. That's funny. SEO finalization. And again, guys, this is if we have SEO incorporated, so checking keywords for all of our different pages, checking lengths, ensure alt tags have tags, making sure that images are the right size, checking semantics, schema creator, and using that, making sure no follow pages are set as no follow, see that all page URLs are consistently reflected, making sure that we have one primary URL that's being redirected to. What I mean by that is, for example, you have HTTP and you have HTTPS. Those are actually two independent URLs. They're separate from each other, right? And you want your HTTPS to be the URL that is always redirected to. You actually, if someone goes to your website and just puts HTTP, then your web address, you want that to automatically, when they hit enter, you want it to automatically redirect to HTTPS, right? And that's the reason why, is because it's going to help send all of your traffic to one page instead of 14 different primary landing pages, which is going to help you increase your SEO score. So all of those things are things that we do for SEO and that we make sure we check. Our QA testing, I might not go through each of these 32 different things, but I'll scroll through them and you guys can come back and look at them if you want to in the replay. But making sure that your HTML is right, CSS is right, your JavaScript is right, internalization ready, ask for changes from developers based on the results. So this is kind of a testing phase, right? So we take a couple steps, we test, we get some data, and then we make adjustments, right? We check generic content. We check to see that all images are in correct places, that they have alt tags, just everything that we need it basically in place. Use the Facebook linter to ensure your Facebook sharing works well. Implement Twitter cards if you need to do that. Ensure your company logo is linked to the homepage. Check website on multiple browsers to make sure that it functions properly. We're going to test the site using real devices that you have accessible to you. So using a phone, using a tablet, using a desktop, using a laptop. You want to make sure that it looks good on all kinds of different devices. Send the finished site to your website, right, and get feedback from them on it. There's just 100 different things that we do in this checklist to make sure that we're actually looking and performing the right way. After that, then we just go into the launch phase, which is 9 steps. So where we register and verify with Google Webmaster, we create a new property and implement Google Analytics code. Make sure to link Google Webmasters and Google Analytics to get a better idea of your Google Insights or Google Analytics via Insights. Exclude relevant IP addresses, for example, your office or your home. Set up any funnels, goals, or tracking events which has been properly created in analytics software. Implement visitor tracking software. Implement site uptime monitor. Implement a website backup service as necessary, and sign off on the deliverables and invoice your client. But actually, this part needs to be done in the beginning. In my opinion, this is just something that Ian put in there. We actually invoice in the beginning. And unless you do like half now, so you could do it that way, so I guess we'll leave it there. You could do half up front. A lot of website design companies or development companies also do it that way. And it's not a bad idea to do that, because a lot of businesses don't feel like paying you for a thing that they don't have complete yet, right? So if you go in there and you say, look, you only have to do half of it right now and half upon delivery, that makes it a lot easier for them, and they're more comfortable with buying that way. And then additional content and materials. This is just kind of an extra add-in step where if we have anything special about a website, or if we're doing any special development projects for a specific site, or creating special content or whatever, this is what we would include in this step right here. And so this is why, guys, I want you guys to understand something though, because you saw how much we had going on there, right? And there's 100 other things that we're doing as well, because really we didn't even go through and I can't because I need a live example, but really what would happen is after all of this planning, we go in as a team and we start coming up with a meeting to determine design, to determine content, to determine all of the strategy is done here, and then we actually do implementation as well, right? So we come up with the strategy, and then we actually start development right here. Then we go into the testing and making sure that we're ready to launch phase right here, right? But I want you guys to understand, this is why creating SOPs is so important, because if you get a new client and your job is to build a website for them, all right? And this relates the same way to email marketing, PPC, SEO, social ads as it would this website design project, because of the fact that without this type of process in place, you don't have a guide, you don't have a step-by-step method to providing and producing a result. You're really just kind of winging it, and that's not going to produce a repeatable and consistent result from your company, from your agency. Businesses want to know that if I had this person over here recommend you to me for me to use your marketing agency, I want to know that you're going to do the same job, if not better, for me that you did for the person that recommended me, right? So without this type of thing in place, it makes it very, very difficult to do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. And I'm telling you guys, man, like, this is why our Done With You students are really loving the Done With You version of my program. We have a few different, and I'm just going to take a little bit to talk about that. If you guys feel like hopping off, we're probably going to cut it off after this, because again, we're not doing a Q&A style video. We're going to still do those on Thursdays. Today is more of a direct style of training. But really quickly before I hop off, I want to talk about the programs that we have available for those of you who are trying to start an agency and feel lost, right? So the first thing that I recommend is, if you're a brand new person, if you're a beginner, the first things you can do are check out this channel. My channel has over 400 videos on it that are all on starting a marketing agency. We have a $7 program, and everything that I'm mentioning is actually in the description. So if you're on mobile, you'll just close down the little chat that you see up. If you close that down and hit the down arrow right below the video, it'll drop down the description. You can see we have a $7 program down there that is for beginners, for people who aren't quite sure if they want to start an agency. If you already know you want to start an agency and you're really ready to get this thing going and you need a lot of training, then I recommend my Digital Marketing School 2.0. There's still a lot of great information in the $7 program that will definitely get you on the right track, because if you feel lost, like say you took, I guarantee you this, if you took Ty Lopez's program, you could probably take my $7 program and come out of it feeling a lot more comfortable with the direction you need to go with your agency than you did by taking Ty Lopez's $1,000 program. All right? So I would say check out the $7 program. The $549 program is our famous program that we've created for marketing agency students. We have, hundreds, if not at least 1,000 now. We've had over 3,000 students in the program. We've got hundreds, if not 1,000 students that have massive success stories. We've got students that are making 5, 10. We've got some making 50. We've got some making 75. We've almost got our first student making $100,000 a month. So it's just been pretty incredible to see all of that. That program is more you do it by yourself. And then we have a Done With You program. All of the links, again, are right below. And the Done With You program, we actually have a free webinar training that's right below as well. That link that's down there is for the webinar training. But the Done With You program is our newest program that we released earlier this year, where we actually work with you. Me and my team work with you to build out these operational processes. We actually pretty much just take this and copy and paste it because we've already built it out. And we help you we go through training with you, one-on-one training with you, with me and my team. Through sales, we help you build your agency. We literally do everything with you as far as getting your agency built and ready to go. Once we're done with your agency, all you have to do is go out and start selling, which is super easy because we give you sales training on that. You actually do an hour-long sales training call with me where we go through proven strategies to help you start generating leads, and we talk about things that you can do to tweak your pitch, all kinds of different things there. So basically, guys, if you want to know anything about starting a marketing agency, everything that you need to know is right below in the description. We have free stuff, we have cheap stuff, we have middle ground stuff that is perfect for you to do on your own, and we have stuff that's a little bit more expensive, but we do it with you, with my team, and we give you all of our processes. We give you all of our pricing. We give you packages. We give you we build a logo for you. We help you build your website. We give you access to a cheap developer in case you want to get your website developed through us because you don't know how to develop a site. There's all kinds of things that we do in that program, and it's really just been amazing to see the results and the feedback from all the students who went through our beta launch. But guys, that is it for operations today as far as website design and things like that. We're thinking about doing a live training video like this every other week instead of doing just straight posted videos where it's not a live video. We're thinking about doing live trainings like this every other Tuesday and then switching to videos that we upload every other Tuesday as well. So you guys please leave comments and let me know what you think about that idea because we're trying to make a decision on that. It's going to be, or I guess it's going to come down to a little bit about what you guys think. So I'm going to get out of here for now, guys. I hope you all enjoyed today's training. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments after the replay. If you're watching the replay, please make sure to leave a comment as well if you have any questions, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. But that is it for today, guys. Have a great one, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.